setting up his merch. Neither of I had been in there. Yeah. And we walked in and like opened the door and I saw there was 12 people. I'm like, oh no. And it's like one of those things where you try to make the best of it. You're like, this is going to be fine. Like, I'm going to be fine. Like, I've been at an intervention before. I could deal with 12 people, no problem. And man, I got up there and, you're just like, it's like every time, sometimes you're on stage and as much as I feel like I'm throwing out jokes to people, what I'm doing is I'm taking my joke and making it into a bullet and putting it into a gun. And then I'm playing Russian roulette with myself on stage. Just like every time, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to say now. It's like, I wonder how far you'd get if I don't ever want to be a prop comic. Right. But being a gun prop comic would be pretty sick.
If you gotta go prop, you go gun.
If you go,
yeah.
If
you go props,
if you're gonna go prop, just or show that you have. Actually, that's probably.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Finish that thought.
I was just like, show that you have a bomb.
Just bring it up.
Just like not. Like maybe like you raise your arms like, yeah, dude. And just like you see like, are those wires? That would be amazing just to be like, no, I only wear it for like, it makes me feel safe.
Right.
Like that I know I can do it at any time, like I don't want to kill myself, but God damn it. If I will, if I have to. And
this is just my service bomb, guys. This just keeps me
comfy. Oh man,
It's a warm blanket.
I mean, I've seen people take dumb shit on planes.
Oh, sure.
Like just saying like, oh, this is just security for me. Like I need it. Having a service bomb would be like just knowing that, or like just a one big cyanide pill just constantly just, I don't know. It's like, no, it's like, I know that if something goes really, really, really bad, I can just take this, I can bite it, and then I swallow my tongue and my brain melts and then I'm fine.
I feel like, no, you are a Bud Dwyer comic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You are a Bud Dwyer comic. Like that's, in my head, that's why I love you. I think you're a Bud Dwyer comic. You're like, everyone's like, oh, I don't say that on stage when I kill myself, but like you don't say it either. You're just, it's there, it's present.
That's gonna be my special. Is I'm gonna get up wearing a suit with 3 manila envelopes. I'm just gonna give them out to people. And I was like,
we'll see how this goes.
That's what it is. Instead of a security blanket or a dog, I'm gonna have my security manila envelopes just constantly with me. It's like, what are those? I'm like, well, one is a letter to my wife that doesn't exist yet. I just have it. That's what I'm going to do. And then one is just going to be a 44 Magnum, just ready to go at all times. I don't think I've ever seen anybody. Has that ever happened? Has there ever been a comic that's just like blown their brains out on stage? When?
Yeah, there was a whole book actually. I want to get. I'm dying up here. It was situations going back to like the 1800s or like early vaudeville even, of people either accidentally dying on stage or through some fault of whatever the situation, or killing themselves.
I mean, I've seen, where the fuck was it? Because that was a dark YouTube rabbit hole to go down to. I did watch like top 10 performers dying on stage, and I watched.
You won't believe what their brains look like.
It was actually like really sad because it was some English like he was like a clown, but he had also done a bunch of like TV shows and shit, and he was doing a live performance, and in the middle of it he had a massive heart attack. So he was like doing stuff, and then he just like fell backwards into the curtain.
Oh yes, I know that.
And he was still mic'd up. So he was like snoring, and everyone thought that was like, oh, he fell asleep. But no, that was just him struggling to breathe, and they didn't know what to do, and they just cut to commercial, and then they came back, and there was like, there might have been a complication, which, again, in my head, it's like, is that the way you want to go out? I think I'd rather go out doing something. If I was going to go out on stage, I'd make it grandiose. I think a heart attack on stage is like the worst thing you could do because you look like a pussy.
Yeah.
I just came across an article of a kid that stabbed himself on
stage.
I
know about that. I knew about that.
Yeah, I heard about this one.
I remember that kid. That was at an open mic.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
like
the worst.
That's even worse.
It would only made it better if he farted in the mic first. And then and then
that's honestly, that guy is what I want a plaque of. That guy should have a permanent, like, yo, that we should take a picture of him and autograph it or something. Like, someone's got to be a representative. If you fart in a mic before killing yourself at an open mic,
no, you can't top it.
that is the way to go. It's kind of like, I mean, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done at an open mic?
Dumb hook up with a person in the audience, probably. No, that'd probably be the stupidest thing I've ever done at an open mic.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Stage wise. Oh, I've gone on stage early on in the career just as characters, dude. I've dressed up like a woman on stage. That was pretty fucking dumb.
You dressed up as a woman?
I dressed up as a woman named Kathy Lynn Amberlyn Tuckerlin. She was a cat lady.
I gotta be well now. Okay, that is. I get where that is because I was trying to honestly imagine you as a woman, and it is the most terrifying thing I've ever heard of. That you'd be the worst woman in the world.
I was thinking on the way over here.
No, you'd be the worst woman in the world, dude.
Oh man, that's okay. Good.
I'm sorry.
I like that.
I think you should use it as one of your credits.
Yeah,
worst woman in the world, Neil Wood. Neil, where can I'm here with Neil Wood. This is the End Podcast with Ryan Channer. Neil, where can people find you?
Yeah, check out everything. I am neilwood.com. And I am Neil Wood on all social media, and you can check out Drop Tent Media Network for all the podcasts and shows.
Sick, man. Speaking of people dying in live performances, it started again going down like a YouTube rabbit hole. I watched a Owen Hart stinger compilation, and when I say, did you ever hear about him giving not Owen Hart dying? Right. Everyone knows that. Yeah. But prior to that, Owen Hart wrestled Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Intercontinental title, and Owen Hart lost to Stone Cold, but that was right after he broke Stone Cold's neck in the ring, performing a pile driver, a tombstone pile driver, but not when you think tombstone, you think the tombstone that the Undertaker does, right, which is technically a tombstone pile driver, but a tombstone pile driver in the way, like, you know, the technical sense is just when you're like 69ing somebody. Right. You can do a sit out tombstone, and that's what he did. And Stone Cold's neck hit the mat first, broke his neck, or his head hit it, broke his neck, and then he couldn't move. And Owen Hart immediately knew that he hurt Stone Cold. There's parts in the pay-per-view where he's just like, yeah, damn. Dude, the look on his face is fucking incredible because he knows how fucked up Stone Cold is. And then to buy time, because Stone Cold at that point in time tells, like, you know, there's a behind the fucking music with wrestling about Stone Cold where he's like, yeah, at that point I couldn't feel my legs and I thought I was paralyzed. And he's like, I didn't know if I was going to live or die. And then he's like, one of the last things I hear is Owen Hart starting to sing "Oh Canada," which is like the last thing you want to hear is the Texas Rattlesnake is Owen Hart clearly knowing he's fucked you up. Right. And then starts singing "Oh Canada." And then it goes into Owen Hart being pinned by Stone Cold in the most lackluster pin you've ever, because he couldn't move. Right. Gets him, pins him, and he does walk out of the ring, which is amazing. So then it went from that to Owen Hart dying at No Way Out, which is, you know, what a terrible turn of events, which I also went down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. Yes. Which it does kind of add up. Stone Cold Steve Austin at the time, this was let's see, Owen Hart died in 1999, so this was 1997 or 98. This was at the height of the Attitude Era with Stone Cold Steve Austin, which was like pretty much their cash cow with the Attitude Era next to DX and all that crap. There was a good point at that time when he broke his neck that he didn't know if he was ever going to wrestle again. Yeah. The ratings for WWF at the time, which I found out were so low during the Monday Night Wars, Ted Turner and WCW were dunking on the WWF, which a lot of people don't know because of the rise of the New World Order, which I get because it was a pain in the ass to watch because I didn't want to watch that shit because I hated WCW, but I did love Scott Hall. And I was like, how the fuck are you going to take the best wrestler ever?
Dude, it sucks because I picked WCW during that. Like, I still watch WWF, but I definitely got too invested in NWO.
Everybody did. It was unavoidable.
Well, they got me with Dennis Rodman.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wait.
Of
Look
all
at
the
Dennis
people-
Rodman? Hell yeah, the worm.
Of all the people to get you into the...
I still hate Carl Malone because of this.
Of all the people.
I
Dennis
still
Rodman.
gotta hate DDP for tag teaming with Jay Leno.
Oh my God. Dude, I totally forgot that he did that. What a fucking wild time to be alive. Also,
Team with Jay Leno?
yeah, with Jay Leno.
The fuck?
Dude, wrestling in the 90s was insane. Borderline out of control. This is also another thing that was kind of crazy. Is like, did you ever hear of Fake Razor and Fake Diesel? Do you know what that is?
No.
Jesus Christ, dude. So when, and not to go deep dive on this, so when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were fired from the WWF because of them breaking kayfabe and hugging Shawn Michaels and Hunter Hearst Helmsley in the ring during a pay-per-view that somebody videotaped, which Vince McMahon hated. Somebody videotaped just that. Yes. Oh my God. So this is insane.
Videotaped.
So this is Fake Razor and Fake Diesel. So after Vince McMahon exiled Scott Hall and Kevin Nash from the WWF, they were going to go to WCW as Diesel and Razor Ramon. And then Vince McMahon being Vince McMahon was like, yeah, you can go there, but I'm keeping the personas. So then he made two people come in as Fake Razor Ramon and Fake Diesel. Do you recognize Fake Diesel? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, it looks familiar. I can't point.
That's fucking Kane, dude.
Oh,
that's Kane. After Ivan Yankum DDS, which was his first persona as a dentist,
insane.
which is wild as shit. And then they brought him back like, all right, well, we own Diesel now. You're going to be Diesel. I don't know who the fuck Razor was, but the best part of it was that there was only like 3 appearances with them, like on like Monday Night Raw and a couple other house shows. And it was mind blowing because not even like as much as Vince was in control of all of it, commentators weren't having it. Like they were just like, that's not, wait a minute, this Abomination King coming out here. That's not Razor Ramon. Get him out of here, King. I've seen Razor Ramon smack a woman in the face and do blow off his own penis, King. I've never seen this man before in my life. But that was like nobody was having it. So the crazy thing is, after that had happened, and during the Attitude Era, Owen Hart breaks fucking Stone Cold's neck, possibly putting even lower ratings into the WWE or WWF at the time. Ted Turner's crushing Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is known for revenge. Clearly with that. It's like, yo, if you're going to fuck with me, I'll fuck with you too. I think Vince McMahon tried to scare Owen Hart.
Oh.
I don't. You see where I'm going here?
Oh.
You see where I'm going here? I might be leaking this first. I think Owen Hart breaks Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck, possibly putting the WWF in jeopardy of losing more ratings and having to fold. With at that time, too, trying to be in the back pocket of ECW, but getting nowhere on that as well. You have the WCW and Ted Turner crushing the WWF week after week after week.
Right.
Now, Stone Cold does make a recovery. They still have The Rock. They still have DX. They still have all these big-time players, but you still have this one guy. Also, keep in mind, Vince McMahon has old beef with Bret Hart from the Montreal Screwjob.
Right.
This is all adding up to a point where, dude, and I'm watching this like, should I be writing this down?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where you feel like a dickhead watching it, and you're just like, why do I even give a shit? So then I honestly think what happened was, this is just me, Owen Hart wrongs Vince McMahon to get back at Owen Hart during the time he was a Blue Blazer, which is going against his Canadian roots as well. Because the Blue Blazer, he made him be the Blue Blazer, which is an American patriot. He makes him be the American patriot, and he's like, you know what you're going to do? You're going to come in from the balcony. You're going to swing down, and this isn't even going to be a mid-card match. This is the third match in that pay-per-view. Right. This isn't even like a co-main event. And I don't think Vince McMahon was going to kill Owen Hart. Right. I think he was just trying to scare him. And it got out of hand. And then he hit the turnbuckle and died. And that is the way it happened.
Well, I mean, luckily Vince McMahon is a nice man. And we see
sure
stuff now that clearly he's a sweetheart and he's changed.
At heart, yeah, he's learned the error of his ways. You can't just make people go away like that.
It's also crazy. You can't find that video anywhere.
So, here's the thing. The most you can find. It is lost media. It's lost forever. And apparently, Vince McMahon also adds into the conspiracy. He got rid of it. Like, who?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? It all adds up. Yeah. It's like, dude, what are you doing? So, the most you can find are still pictures of Owen Hart in the ring. And it's like, they are also disturbing because there's a part where like they show EMTs on top of him and his hand is just like dangling off of the stretcher. You're like, dude, that guy's dead as hell. But I find it mind-blowing that they also continue to do the pay-per-view. Owen Hart died. It wasn't like he hit the turnbuckle, was taken to a hospital, and then like they waited the next day and then they announced it. JR announced that death during the pay-per-view. Also, another thing that's crazy is that before Owen Hart dies, keep in mind, before he dies, Vince McMahon is part of the fucking storyline is that he broke his leg, and it's like the worst injury he's ever had. And they were making like Gerald, like Briscoe and fucking, they're just like, they're talking about like how in pain Vince McMahon is and how this is like the craziest injury to ever happen. Little do they know that a few minutes later, Owen Hart is going to die hitting the turnbuckle and fucking just... And it was crazy that they even continued with the match. Like, or not the match. They just like, they cleaned it all up. Right. They had a short intermission. And then the next match was Jeff Jarrett versus, it's like, what is going on here? Jet Jarrett versus Val Venus, of all people, too. Which is wild as shit to just have a guy die, and they're like, we're going to bring out this washed-up country singer versus this porn star. Love it. Love it to death.
Match you wanted to see after.
Which is exactly what you want. And I posted on Instagram, too, during this whole thing, you have, like, people trying to get their shit together. Because, like, everyone at that pay-per-view watched a guy die. That's what happened. Right. And then everyone's just trying to continue on like everything's fine. Even after it was announced that he died, matches continued. And yet, like, you know, the superstars like, I love you, Owen. Like, everything was a tribute to Owen, which is, you know, very, very amazing and beautiful. But I loved that even people in the crowd were just trying to continue like nothing happened. And during this documentary that I was watching about that fateful evening, there's a part where they stop and they show the badass Billy Gunn after he was taking on the Road Dogg, Jesse James, after after badass Billy Gunn got away from DX. There's a guy in the crowd with a sign that says, "Who farted on it?" That guy watched a man die and was like, I gotta continue.
Dude, bring the marker with you and have the back blank, just in case. You never know.
Just a whole, I can't imagine being like, again, JR's like, I just want to let everyone know a terrible event has happened here. Owen Hart, 34-year-old man, is dead. I do apologize. I never in my 35 years of commentating have I ever seen anything like this, and it's not part of the show. We're just going to try and, you know, soldier on and get through it. And there's one guy just like crying, just like, oh my God, just having to hold up who farted. That's the only sign that guy brought. is the who farted sign. And that, honestly, dude, like, if that's the guy we got to get hold of, is who farted guy. If anybody's watching this and knows the people who were at No Way Out, or not No Way Out, Over the Edge in 1999, when it was supposed to be the Blue Blazer versus the Godfather, which is also a funny matchup. Owen Hart died when he was going to fight. He was going to wrestle a pimp. These are the way.
So that conspiracy's locked in. You've got the string up on the wall.
Who
it feels right.
really, I think it's like the most airtight conspiracy I could ever think of.
Scaring him feels right.
Why doesn't that not make sense? I think if Vince McMahon is going to be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take time out of my day. Like, you know, these guys think they're going to fuck with me. You almost killed my cash cow. I'm going to fucking scare you. I think that is the way to do it.
I can see him doing that.
You know, like you put a little fear in the Owen Hart guy. And he's like, yeah, I'll never fuck. And like, I think if he had scared Owen Hart and Owen Hart did get to the ring, the match did, you know, take place. And whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses, loses. And then Owen Hart goes back up the ramp into the locker room. And he's like, Jesus, Vince, something happened with the you know, the carabiner up there. He's like, did something happen with the carabiner? Exactly. Like, just that would be like, yo, that is an Elseworld that I need to know about. That's what I need to understand about all. And there are no answers other than that, like, people just tried to press charges on the WWE, which makes sense. Yeah. But I mean, in that aspect, it's like, you know, I don't know. I think there's just more to be dug up. Maybe we should exhume
the carabiner. No, yeah,
exhume Owen Hart's grave. I mean,
it's safe to say Vince is like, he's been a villain in wrestling for so long. I mean, a true villain.
Sure.
Like, yeah,
I mean, he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. I think that's the other thing with billionaires. And I mean, Vince McMahon's life is never been normal.
Right.
It's never, even like, you know, he didn't really know Vince McMahon Sr. his whole life. He was like kind of just, he didn't know who his father was. He didn't discover his Vince McMahon Sr. until he was in his 20s. And then Vince took over the company. But like, even then, before that, like, he worked menial jobs, but it was also like, I can't do it. And then just finding out your father is the head of a wrestling organization, that would be, why can't I find that out? You know, like, there are times where, like, I wish my dad wasn't really my dad, and then I find out that my dad was, like, even just, I would take owning a car company. Like, not a car company, like a dealership. A dealership. Just like a used car dealership. Like, oh my God, the legacy.
The safety. Yeah.
That'd be so sick. I'd be driving around in a fucking, like, you know, like Ford Focus, right off the lot, 4 times used. That's certified pre-owned. I don't understand why that couldn't have been my life. I'd take that over anything.
Definitely. You'd be the guy. Oh, you'd be selling people cars all day.
I don't. Dude. You know what? I don't think I'd be a very good salesman. I don't think I'd be a good salesman at all, because I would tell them right away, like, how good it is at doing things it shouldn't be doing. It's like, yeah, you don't want this car. Donuts are not good. Like, you can't do anything. Turfing, not great. It's like, also the airbags, they don't deploy fast enough. There's only been one time I've ever bought a car where the guy was being upfront about everything, but he did say, he's like, yeah, these cars are great. You can crash them into a wall. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, man, they're made for drunk drivers. I'll tell you what. I was like, I've had 5 of them. I'm like, damn, dude. That is a wild sell on Crown Victorious.
I love the Kelly Blue Book, and then underneath the crash rating. It's just like, dude, she'll go. She'll hit.
Facebook Marketplace is also wild for fucking cars, because the descriptions that I do love reading, because sometimes they'll just say, like, everything's amazing, runs good, knew this, knew that, knew this, like, just going down this line is like, also tree fell on it. Just like, and then there's a picture of a fucking branch, like, update, tree fell on this car. It's like, it's going to need a lot more work. Even though I said everything still runs, one of them had a description that said woman driven.
Oh, nice. You actually that explains everything.
Dude.
Yeah,
I would love. It's like, it just had all this stuff. Like, just want to let you know, it was a bullet point. That wasn't like he just kind of like was typing up and it just like was subconsciously, you put it in there. It was like he put a period. It's like, I just want to let you know, this was driven by my fucking wife, Erica sucks.
There's makeup in the
Fuck
cup
you.
holders, dude. We tried to clean it. There's no fucking way.
I mean, just like trying to. I then again, it's like, my mom drove cars. She was actually very terrible. Was your mom a bad driver?
My mom, the accidents I got into, yeah, they were pretty bad. Yeah, she was into. Yeah, we got into some head-ons.
How many accidents you been in?
4.
4.
No, the only one that was, I guess, my fault was T-bone. The other one.
So you've been in 5 total.
I believe so.
5 total. Yeah. I've been in 17.
I was just T-boned recently. Yeah, fun times.
Who T-boned you?
He didn't speak English. I think he was from Serbia. Definitely Eastern Bloc sort of situation.
Okay.
Right. The weirdest part about this is a dude pulled up who also didn't speak English, who spoke his language.
That sounds like.
Which.
Oh no, man!
100%.
That sounds like a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
I think they worked at the.
Did they work at the same place?
I believe they worked at the GoPuff.
Dude, they were at the
GoPuff near there.
distribution.
They were running shit. He just blows a stop sign.
God
me,
damn it!
And then another guy pulls up. He's like, "Do you do any more packages?" I'm like, "Guys, packages. I got fucking.
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
So did they try to come up with a narrative to spin? Did they try to spin you out of exchanging insurance information and shit like that?
I was trying to get it.
I bet they did.
Yeah, they did. They kind of did. It was kind of like, well, he's not from here. He doesn't have a license from here. And, and I'm like, uh-huh. And then he says something gobbledygook towards each other. And then they just start walking to their cars. And I'm just kind of sitting there. And I haven't been hit in a car accident forever. So I'm kind of like, well, yeah, hold on. Let me check the damage and stuff. They're already walking. They're already gone. I'm like, well, you're okay. So you guys are leaving.
Something gobbledygook?
Something gobbledygook.
So wait, you don't know where these guys are from?
Like I said, it was Eastern Bloc kind of.
Danny, can you look up origins of gobbledygook language, please?
Yeah, put this in. Put that in. Put that in. See if anything pops up.
You know what? If I was, look, I would hate to be that guy. But if I was in a car accident and
want to read his name, I think
I was hit by a man who spoke little to no English, I would be very patient trying to figure out what was going on and what's what. Right. If another guy out of nowhere showed up speaking the same language as him, and I was completely, I'd be like, all right,
cut the shit.
Guys, I would just interrupt, like, you gotta fucking tell me what's going on. Write it down. I don't know what the fuck I do. I think the last accident I was in, funny you say GoPuff, the last accident I was in, I was getting towed. I was following the tow of my car in an Uber, and then we got T-boned by a DoorDash driver. I was in an Uber following my towed car, and then a DoorDash driver drove into the back seat. I flew across, and that guy's car was fucked up too. And we get out, and the lady, she got out of the car looking at her phone. That was the other thing where I was like, you could just pretend.
Yeah.
You could have just pretended that.
Grab your head.
Or just like, oh my God, are you guys okay? She was like, oh my, she's still on the phone with whoever she was with. And then asked if I was okay. They were going to call an ambulance. I was like, no, I got to go. And the guy's like, you're really leaving? I'm like, are you okay? He's like, yeah, do you want my information? I'm like, look, man, I got to get back to Spring City because I don't know what this guy is going to do to my car. Also fucked up my fucking car when I got there. He fucking he towed it all wrong, twisted the frame a little bit. So I got that going for me.
The only thing I got from this guy was his name, so I want to shout him out. Who T-boned me? Okay. Yeah, ready?
No, who was it?
Laziaz Malatukulov. I want to shout you out, dude. Thank you for the T-bone.
What was it?
You can read that at the top because the only thing I got was a number. I called it right there in front. It was the initial hit, and I'm like, all right, man, let me get your phone number.
Lazia's Mama Takulov.
Mama Takulov, dude.
Mama Takulov. That also, look, I'm not going to say foreigners aren't making up names. I'm not going to say that. But it's one of those things where when I would be like, man, I guess I would accept it completely. But it's like, man, I don't ever want to say that people can't go by what they're named. That's fine. It's your name. But George is good. George. Like, just regular, like,
Throw a George
so
in.
I know that he's like, yeah, people call me George. Like, I don't want to take that away from anybody. Laziz's Mama Takulov sounds cool. Mama Takulov sounds like a sweet drink special at, a couple bars I've been at. It sounds like if I could get 3 Mama Takulovs, I'd be all right for the rest of the night. But I don't think that if your name is Lazia's Mama Takulov, that sounds like you making shit up.
Right.
Like, that sounds like he gave you a name that when he leaves and the police show up, you're like, it was Lazia's Mama Takulov. They'd be like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. I'm not trying. I don't believe Mama
There's no
Takulov.
way.
Yeah, it's like one of those names like when people like give you, it's like, his name was Jack Hoff. His name was Jack Hoff. Jack Mehoff, actually. It's like, no, I don't believe anything that you're saying whatsoever.
Mama Takulov does sound like a chilled soup served to you before Russian execution.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely
what I mean?
Russian last meal.
Bring him the Mama Takulov.
Mama Takulov. Or it sounds like a really sweet gun that someone's going to shoot you with.
Ooh, that'd be
Sounds
fun.
like the gun that fucking Bruce Willis bought in The Jackal. It sounds like the big fucking cannon. It's like, I need a Ukrainian Mama Takulov. Shoots 12, like it sounds shoots 50 caliber, acid-filled bullets, which, again, if you're going to kill yourself on stage, acid-filled bullets.
Acid-filled?
Acid-filled. You don't know about those?
I don't know about acid-filled.
What?
Acid-filled. What a beautiful little detail.
You take, from what I saw, again, this is probably just movies. Everything I know is...
Yeah, there's no way. I'm like, when did this...
Dude,
how does it not eating
everything
through
I
the copper?
know is from movies, dude. Everything I know is just like based on a movie. Someone's like, that's not real. I'm like, why would Miramax lie to me? But
Encore knows me. They understand facts.
it's basically you have a 50 caliber shell casing, and then the bullet that would be, launched at you is like glass, and that is filled with acid. Fuck both of you. No, that's a real thing, dude.
So I looked it up. The acid would make the bullet less dense, so it wouldn't penetrate as well into the body.
Yeah, it's not
It
supposed
would
to.
also require a layer of plastic to hold the acid, further reducing density. Glass that thin would not hold up to the stress of firing.
Yeah,
All right.
sit in that.
Look.
Your dreams are dashed.
Look.
You're making up blade fucking weapons and shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's not real.
Why would you
But
not
you
want
know,
that?
enough people had asked the internet
so I'm
this
not the only
question.
fucking retard. That's, you know what, when people are like, yo, you're not alone. I guarantee one guy was like, yeah, dude, I'm going to make bullets from the Jackal. And they're just like, they find out that it's just like, you can't do that. It's like people who like try to build their own lightsabers. There's going to be one guy. We've gotten far enough with technology that some guy can probably try and do that. But like, I mean, if I was going to build any gun,
Sure.
I think it would be one of those chainsaw guns from Gears of War. That looks sick. And I think it looks more menacing than practical. Like, there's no way you would be it, but it does look fucking sick. I mean, why would you not do that? If I had $1 billion, that's what I would do. What would you do with $1 billion? Make weapons?
$1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe.
You may
Definitely.
probably make some weapons.
I'm making one.
What one would you make?
I've always wanted to make either a super soaker or a Nerf gun that actually is a gun, like a working gun. Now, I know one's based off of a water situation, so that's a problem.
So,
But-
and I'm saying you can do that. You can just buy a regular gun.
with the tank and everything up top?
I'm just saying you could buy a regular gun
Yeah.
and then put the super soaker parts over top of it, and then you have a regular gun. What would the tank do? What would the water tank do for the regular
I think
gun?
in that one, I think I'd be going with like some BBs and pellets and stuff like that, or some type of maybe acid-filled balls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what the tank is actually there for.
Acid football, like the VX gas from fucking.
But it doesn't have the look. If you just slap a tank on the thing, I'm talking it looks.
Yeah,
like
what I'm
one.
saying is you can take. I've done this before.
Now we're getting into something. What's this? What do you mean? What's happening? When did this come up? How did we miss that? What?
If any one of my friends accidentally shot and killed a man during a water gunfight, it would be you.
Spelled correctly.
They're like,
WD.
It's like Brandon Lee from The Crow. It's like you didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know it was gonna happen. Speaking of that, how do you feel? Did you see any of the new pictures of The Crow? What the fuck is that? Have you seen that?
I haven't
God
seen that.
damn it!
I just did like a rewatch and stuff like that too.
So they're remaking The Crow. They're remaking The Crow with I think
Alec Baldwin.
No, the youngest. I wish that would. There you go. Poetic justice.
Yeah, right.
Dude, how crazy would it be if they sentenced Alec Baldwin to Crow?
That would be so
If they're just like he kills the lady, and then they sentence him to like, oh, Alec, your next project is the remake of The Crow. It's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, you're The Crow.
Yeah.
You're Eric Draven. Just like sweating the whole time. Like, God damn it, what is it gonna happen? But they are remaking The Crow. Bill, no, it's not Bill. It's a Sarsgaard. It's the youngest Sarsgaard.
Gotcha.
And they make him look like. Remember when Jared Leto played the Joker in the Suicide Squad?
Correct.
Imagine the Joker from Suicide Squad as Eric Draven from The Crow. It looks really bad. I don't know why you have to remake The Crow. There was already 4 sequels to The Crow that sucked. Did you see the one with Edward Furlong, City of Angels?
I think I did.
Or City, maybe City. I don't know. City of Angels sounds like a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Yeah, I think of Nicolas Cage every time.
I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
It was City of
It
Angels.
was City of Angels.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Terrible movie. Terrible movie. I think Edward Furlong's only been in 3 good movies in his entire life.
Sounds bad.
Terminator 2, American History X.
Oh yeah, crushes it.
And Pecker was pretty good.
Detroit Rock City.
Oh, there's another goodie.
Yeah, but you know what? That wasn't... Look, he relied on that whole cast. Let's not get it twisted here.
It was a good cast, yeah.
He relied on that whole cast of pretty much nobodies
Great cast.
who had no career afterward. I think the one guy, fucking...
I think Jam
had a small career, but nothing crazy. And then fucking Lex, whose real name is Giuseppe, he was in Cabin Fever. And then the other guy...
Shannon Tweed.
Yeah.
Shannon
Yeah.
Tweed. She had a career way before that,
Right.
dude. I was ruining magazines because of her. But the fucking dude, the dude who's all stoned out and drugged up all the time. What the fuck was his name? Not Jam. Jam was the blonde dude, the drummer. I can't remember. Either way, that guy was in a scary movie and also in a Cabin Fever. So, like, you know, these guys didn't really have a... have you ever seen Detroit Rock City?
I have.
It's so good.
I had a lot of fun with that movie, yeah.
I mean, who doesn't... I think that the ending is the best part of the movie. When they beat the shit out of each other to get into the fucking...
Oh, the Guido chick. She had a career.
Oh, Natasha Lyonne.
Yep.
Now, that's... I think that's... you know what's funny? The other chick that's in there, who's the other Guido chick, she was in Snow Day.
Oh, God.
And I...
I remember that movie. Jesus. I haven't seen that.
Now, if you don't think I have not pleasured myself to Snow Day, it's the most mundane movie to beat off to. But she looks so good in that movie. I don't know if you've ever seen Snow Day.
I have.
So the chick that the main character is trying to get, the dark-haired chick,
Right.
there's a scene where she's like in a room in like basically like just jammies, and she looks fucking... I don't know, dude.
You need a sec?
I don't know. It's like, you know,
Pull
you
up Snow
feel
Day, dude.
you feel weird beating off to it because they're technically in high school, and it's like, is that? But they're technically overage, playing under. Now, where does that? See, that's where we draw the line, or at least a line needs to be drawn. If, like, is it unethical morally to beat off to a high school, someone portraying someone in high school who is of age?
Yeah, I don't know how that plays out.
How does it play out?
But
How does it play out?
I purposely don't look up how old Jessica Alba was in the movie Idle Hands.
Sure.
She had to be at least 20.
She was, yeah. She was
Okay.
of age.
She had to be at
Good.
least 20 years old.
Good.
20.
Good, yeah. I love that movie. That's a good one. Yeah. It's dudes who are into Natalie Portman, but only The Professional. Like you're just like, dude, you can't be into that movie or her, bro.
First off,
Here we go. Yeah. Oh, first of all, I love that you thought it's very interesting.
First off,
that I think you talking about masturbating.
I'm gonna stop it right now. No, go on. Talk about masturbating.
Masturbating to Snow Day. I love that you thought we all were just like, that's the craziest movie we thought you jerked off to.
No.
That is not the craziest movie.
I mean, I think it's one of the most mundane movies you can jerk off to. There's no even like arousing part of that movie whatsoever.
Right.
Besides the part where she's doing diving class, and even then you're like, but look, Natalie Portman, I'm grandfathered into that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Look, I think I've talked about this before. Natalie Portman, The Professional came out in 1994. In 1994.
Okay.
I was in 4th grade.
Right. I would have been. Okay.
I found Natalie Portman attractive. That was the first time I ever saw her.
Right.
And I was like, wow, this girl is insanely pretty. And not only that, she's a badass. Like she's killing people, or like she's like went into a police station with a bag of guns to avenge her family with some fucking Italian hitman. Who doesn't want that? That's what I want. And the other thing is, I'm grandfathered into Christina Ricci as well.
Oh wow.
I'm grandfathered into it. I'm grandfathered into Wednesday Addams. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Also, is it weird and unethical to beat off to Velma from Scooby-Doo? She is apparently 15 years old.
What?
I didn't know that.
She's not 15.
She's 15.
And she's traveling around with a bunch of dudes in a van?
15 years old.
That's bad
out at
parenting.
night, solving murders for the most part.
I'm not buying that.
Where the fuck are these people's parents, too? They never address what the fuck is
how
going
old's
on.
the rest of the squad?
They know you guys are out here trying to.
They're all in high school.
Yeah.
No.
Freddie's the oldest. Yeah. Freddie is the oldest. And then I think Daphne and Freddie are in the...
No one that did high school has ever wore a fucking...
Dickie?
Ascot?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter. Freddie, this was the 1960s, dude. It was 1963. That's how cool guys dressed. They didn't dress like fucking Shaggy, who looked like he just rolled out from underneath a couch trying to fuck a dog. No. I found out that Velma is 15 years old in Scooby-Doo, and that to me is also a weird... It's not a kink. I wouldn't say I have a kink. I would say that if a woman dressed up like Velma, which has happened before, which is dope,
Nice.
I'm into it. I'm definitely down with it.
What's on your phone screen right now?
It's not Velma.
Oh, okay.
My phone screen is it's another thing. It's another weird beat-off movie. It's Paul Dano and Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood.
Oh, gotcha.
That's another weird beat movie.
You really switched it up.
Well, the whole thing is that's my lock screen, and then my background screen is this really hot tattoo chick. That
just okay.
Look, man, old habits die hard. I mean, and I'm trying to die that way, dude. I'm trying to be my own old habit, dude. My old background screen was Velma. And then it went from Velma to, I found a really sexy cartoon drawing of Janine Melnitz from fucking Ghostbusters, which is pretty hot. Come on. Janine Melnitz from Annie Potts from Ghostbusters, from the first Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Squirt alert.
You're talking about redhead with glasses?
Yeah.
I mean.
I know. Well, you.
Come on, brother.
No, you're on board. I get you. I see it. But yeah, I mean, even the cartoon version. And I was a kid, man. I was just like, who's this hot stacked chick? I don't even get it.
I didn't do cartoon hotties. Did you guys all have? Yeah, that's your cartoon hottie.
Was it?
Velma?
Was that my cartoon? I mean,
Velma?
I had several cartoon hotties growing up. I mean, I watched a lot of cartoons, but like Velma from Scooby-Doo. That was like a later thing.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That would be mine.
I mean Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, Jessica. It would
I mean, if you didn't beat off to Jessica Rabbit or the blonde from Cool World, you're out of your mind. I don't even know who that was. That Claudia Schiffer in Cool World? I don't know who it was. Have you ever seen Cool World with Brad Pitt? Dude, you want to talk about a beat-worthy cartoon? Get ready to ruin your fucking whole Saturday night, dude. it'll fuck you up because it's like these are meant to be sexy like cartoons, and it's like that and heavy metal. If you don't think I haven't beat off the heavy metal, you're out of your
Kim Basinger?
That was Kim Basinger? Of course it was, dude. Right. It's another like, you know, you're a kid and you understand that cartoons are cartoons, but like you're a kid. And you're like, I just want to see boobs in any capacity. Again, same with like fucking the X-Men. The X-Men, like when I would read the X-Men comics in the top, like fucking, even like going into like Todd McFarlane's Danger Girls and Spawn and stuff like that. Like Image Comics had really hot chicks. And then like Jim Lee's version of the fucking X-Men were like, everybody was stacked. Right. Everyone had huge fucking ass. It's like, dude, why would I not? You're kind of playing into this thing where like, I'm reading comics because I want to be a mutant, but also I hope my mutant power is growing back my dick after it breaks off of my body from beating off these fucking comics.
I think I jumped to regular ladies. I jumped to regular ladies. I did. I jumped to regular ladies.
Way to make me feel terrible. If you don't think I was also looking at porn while looking at these things, like of course I did. Okay. I was going back and forth. I was going back and forth hard. And speaking of X-Men, here's the thing that I thought about recently. Wolverine, and you guys can must marinate on this. Wolverine's whole thing is that he has regenerative health. He can like get hurt, gets cut, healed. From what I understand, that power came to him after he was at least 9 years old. And then even after he was 9, things that he had, ailments that he had, went away. Now, one thing I'm trying to figure out, did his foreskin grow back? How many times did, I've often thought that, one of the main reasons Jean Grey isn't down with Wolverine is because she finds out he has an anteater wiener. And he's constantly have to cut it off, but it just keeps growing back anyway.
Wait, is he Canadian?
He was.
Do Canadians get circumcised?
So what I'm saying is, maybe he was circumcised at birth. But then when he started becoming a mutant and growing his mutant powers, which got rid of his ailment.
But I'm saying, do we know he was circumcised in the first place?
Ah!
I don't know how they do it in Canada.
They're French. Do we know any French Canadians?
Yeah, is it their policy? Do they do that first?
I mean, in France, they don't.
In France, they don't?
No,
yeah,
Europe, it's not like a...
You know what?
It's only...
Wolverine is uncircumcised, and he keeps trying to cut it off, and it keeps growing back.
It's just a moral... oh
my God, Wolverine could never trans.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Hey,
trans Wolverine would be impossible.
Can't do it.
It's like, just call me Lisa. Yeah. It's like, no way, dude.
That would be a struggle.
He just keeps trying to cut. Dude, trans Wolverine having the worst identity crisis over and over again. He tries taking hormones, doesn't work. Nothing works on him. He cuts off he does full gender. I guess, wait a minute. You'd have to be quick about it. But you could probably give him implants. If you were quick enough about it.
Yeah.
If they cut in and put him in and then inflated and stapled him.
Right.
He wouldn't be able to push those out right away. Wolverine could have tits for a good 4 or 5 days. Yeah. And I don't know why he doesn't do it.
Just given the ability. Given the ability.
I don't know. If I was Wolverine, I'd just show up at a party, just annoying everyone. What are you doing here, Wolverine?
X-Men. Yeah, fucking Wolverine's
Sex-Man. It's shut up, dude. Just him getting out of a pool, I don't know what the problem is. Just try to dunk on everyone or just confuse younger ex-students coming in. It's oh, it's kind of wild here. It's I'm a mutant for more than one reason.
I mean, it would be fun fighting him if he's got a little bikini on and everything that.
I think if you're Wolverine and you're not fighting, that's, again, getting your ass kicked by Wolverine is one thing. Getting your ass kicked by Wolverine while he's wearing a bikini would be hilarious.
It would be fun.
Just showing up, he's I didn't know what to do. It's I didn't have anything. I had to go into Jean Grey's locker room and get what I needed. Just showing
Nothing
up.
fits me.
Nothing fits. I'm so fat. Oh, that would be the worst. Wolverine just being having a bunch of lady problems. Don't look at me.
Not right now. Oh my
Don't.
God.
I'm telling you, it's just water
I'm
weight.
bloated.
Oh. Oh my God, Wolverine with PMDD. Oh no. That would be the worst type of Wolverine in the world.
You're so fucking what?
Hey, we want to take a quick second and thank our newest sponsor, Kush Life. Kush Life is the highest quality THCA you can buy right now, and they'll deliver it directly to your doorstep. THCA is fully legal in 45 plus states, and it's the same psychoactive effects as THC when heated. So just about any way you consume it, it'll get you where you need to be. Kush Life doesn't sell any of that Delta 8 or Delta 9 junk either. Only the highest quality premium THCA cannabis money can buy. They have a great selection too, with all the strains you know, gelato, runts, and even that sticky Gary Payton, and more. The guys at Kush Life are working on a very special strain for everyone here at Good Boy as well, and you guys out there can get your hands on it. So stay tuned for a very special line of bud from Kush Life. Along with traditional buds, check out some of the prices on Moon Rocks and ask them about Kush Soda, which is set to release this spring. So support all the shows and check out KushLifeStore.com and use promo code KushLife15 for 15% off your order with fast and discreet shipping. Try KushLifeStore.com and you'll never go further for your mailbox for great cannabis ever again.
Crank them.
Hey, what's up, Shane? I just got out of rehab.
Sounds like it.
And when I was in rehab, they had us watch a video of Brandon Novak, right? The skateboarder. And he was at a rehab, I think somewhere in California, kind of giving his story about how he was a heroin addict for a long time. And it was a good story, but there was a part where he starts telling the story about something. Look, so in recovery, they talked about honesty and how important it is to be honest about the nature of your addiction, that you have an addiction and how bad it is, and about, you know, some of the fucked up things that you did. And people really aren't going to judge you because they're addicts too. And so he starts telling this story about how at one point he was a homeless heroin addict on the streets of Baltimore. And he would stand out there and guys would pay him money so that they could suck his dick. And I don't know how true that is. I wasn't there when it happened, and I know that there's like eccentric, weird people, but a homeless heroin addict on the streets of Baltimore getting paid so that he could get head? Like, I don't know, man. Obviously, I still have a lot to work out when it comes to recovery. And God bless Brandon Novak because he's got years under his belt. So maybe I'm the asshole, probably, right? But I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't fucking buying it. Anyway, love you. Love the show. Bye.
Hell yeah, dude.
What a sweetheart. What a sleepy sweetheart.
I also, I hope that he does meet Brandon Novak one day.
Yeah.
I hope there's like a Brandon Novak, because from what I understand, he does like conferences and shit and travels and tells people about, like, you know, getting clean and sober, which is great. But I hope that guy does show up. He's like, hey, I just want to appreciate everything you've done. Also, what's the deal with you having people pay to suck your dick for heroin? Just like,
That really happened?
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
I mean, that was the plot in Basketball Diaries.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's what I'll say. I don't believe that it isn't possible. I don't believe that it's not impossible. What I'm saying is, how often could that have worked? That's all I'm saying. Like, if you were like, man, I need a fix. I need a fucking. I hope somebody will suck my dick. You know? I've never heard anybody say, like, man, I'd have a man suck my dick for some heroin right now. I've never heard anybody ever say that. I don't know how
And
bad.
for some reason, it seems so much harder in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Like if he said New York, I'd be
Sure.
like, yeah,
Sure.
probably.
Sure.
West Hollywood, of course.
Baltimore?
Baltimore seems like the toughest sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't watch The Wire and then just see a dude on the corner and just be like, man, would you suck my dick? You can pay
Yo,
me.
man, who wants
Come
to
on,
suck
man.
my dick? Who wants to suck my dick? Who wants to suck it? Just like, what?
You can suck my dick for $20. Come on, dude. It's only 20.
$20, you can suck my dick.
I'll give you the balls for $5 if you want. If you just want to, yeah.
You know what? I've wondered how many times, like, because I know of people who've gone out to bars, and then a woman's been hitting on them, and then halfway through like a conversation, they buy drinks, and then like everything seems like it's gonna make out for them, and then the lady kind of confesses that she's like pretty much a prostitute, and she will go home with you, but it'll be X amount of money.
Sure.
I wonder if I could have done that. Like, even if I was at a bar and a lady was like, I just want to let you know it's like 200. I was like, well, I just want to let you know I'm working as well. So maybe it'll either cancel each other out or it's actually 150 more for me. You can suck my dick for $20, but that's the lowest I'll go. I'm not going lower than that.
I thought you were asking like if you could do that with men in the hotel lobby. I was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, if I did that in a hotel,
almost certainly.
I'm pretty sure I could. Like, yeah, who wants to go up to the room with me?
We had a sex therapist on once, and she talked about sex work and stuff. She's like, it is true. Sometimes you do get paid for just people who want to, like, suck your dick or go down on you or something. Like,
I mean,
that's it.
Sure.
Happens often.
I think it happens more with chicks, I could assume. But then again, I guess like if you're in like the Castro,
right?
I think every city's got a Castro. If you're in like a part where there are more gay men, like I'm pretty sure if we left right now,
Yeah, let's do this.
and we went to Tavern on Kamak, and we're like, hey, $20, you can suck my dick. I'm pretty sure we'd leave with at least $60.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure we'd make some money, not all the money, some money.
I've thought about it.
But I mean, as long as you don't dress like a woman,
Right.
as long as you just stay the way you are.
If it makes you feel better, I dressed as a woman one other time.
Oh?
It was not on stage.
When was
It was a Halloween costume when I went to Catholic school. And I only bring it up because I got confused. I
yeah, it
felt
sounds
so
like
bad
it's.
for a woman I went to school
Oh,
with,
no,
like
it's like
another
I
student.
was like, Neil, it sounds like you are confused. I
I'm a little confused.
I got confused. Like, this sounds like Catholic school is doing well for you.
So I paid a couple students so I could suck their dick.
Sick.
Just
So wait, you got confused for a woman when you dressed up as one?
Yeah, I just happened to
That's got to be devastating.
for that woman. Yeah, I was like, I'm not a good looking.
You got confused.
Yeah, I was confused for another student.
Oh, that's got to be even worse.
Yeah, that I felt bad for her. That was a rough time. She's like, yeah,
Oh no.
you look like from. It was like especially seated sometimes because I just happened to be I had longer hair.
So wait, they let you in Catholic school dress up as a woman?
I got away with it. Yeah,
How?
leggings.
I thought they
and all that
didn't. They
shit.
didn't celebrate Halloween.
No,
Wait,
they
what
would let
is
us.
this?
They would let us come in. They would let us come in costumes. All of them. You couldn't do nuns. You couldn't do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They're
Because
normal.
that's not a costume. That's a job. Don't
Right.
don't appropriate.
He's dressed as a doctor. It's the same thing. This is a
How
vocation.
dare you? How dare you make fun of me?
Yeah.
So no nuns, no priests.
Yeah, no nuns, no priests. But I was wondering if I could get away with it. And my sister I didn't have a costume. I didn't care. I was like, oh, I'll wear my sister's. Like, she went to school. Yeah.
So you dress up as a woman.
Yeah.
Was anybody else dressed up, or did all the students
Yeah.
participate in it?
People were, there's a lot of people just participated in normal.
Was there any other costume that kind of gleamed the cube of going over the nothing?
No, I crushed. I was.
Someone at my Catholic high school went full blackface,
Oh, wow.
and I went to
that.
school in Kensington. He had to take the L there.
That's amazing.
He went full black. He went as Allen Iverson.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that, and that is amazing. as hell. We only had one blackface thing happen when I was in high school, which is crazy to be like, yeah, when I was in high school, which is 2000. I graduated in 2003. Yeah, in 2002. We had this thing called Air Band, which was basically like people lip syncing music.
Okay.
And like just putting on big like productions and whatever. And they did Thriller. Now, they did Thriller. And the early part in Thriller, Michael Jackson is a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And then later he's a zombie. But Mike Kraft came out on stage with full blackface paint and danced around. And I remember it was in the front page of our paper. But not like, what is this? It was like, kids rip it up at Airband.
Right.
He's like in the middle of dancing, just like, just doing it. And you're like, I remember seeing it and being like, are they allowed to do that? Like, I didn't know it's like, hey, all bets are off.
I love the Iverson thing. It's like, dude, just put the jersey. It's got his name on it.
No.
Moron.
Did he have cornrows? He probably went full
He did
corn.
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah.
he went
Yeah,
full corn.
yeah, dude.
Fake tattoos.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, if you're dressing just out and about, Iverson, yeah, I guess you got to go. You got to go full.
I mean,
It's an interesting choice.
is there any person you would go blackface for?
Yeah, who would you go blackface for?
Because I'm trying to think. Because I know there's.
Does it count? I don't know if this counts. Prince? Because he's not dark enough.
I mean, that's
Like, I wouldn't have to go blackface.
No, you wouldn't have to go blackface at all. Damn, dude. Who would I go blackface? I would. I'd be Samuel L. Jackson from Coming to America.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And it'd be like, what are like, have you never seen Coming to America? The guy who holds up the McDonald's?
Right.
Come on.
Got a pump action. Got a pump
Dude,
action
it's just
shotgun.
like, what is that? I'm like, it's a deep cut. It's the deepest cut. Maybe I just look like a terrible man. Is there anybody you go blackface for? Come on.
Yeah, I know. I think I could pull just body type. I think I could pull Scottie Pippen, but he's lighter skin. I think I could pull. I would do
yeah.
something like that maybe.
Yeah, Pippen would be good.
If you're thinking of hiring me, no, I wouldn't have.
I would also try to be I would try to be Kid from Kid and Play.
Oh,
I think that would be a sick blackface. Just with the hair, like, dude, I'd just be like, I would.
But again,
commit.
You wouldn't have to go that dark.
I'm just committing all the way. I'm not gonna do it. Like, would that even if I had the hair, would I be accused of appropriation?
yeah.
Like, if I had the hair and I dressed like Kid from Kid and Play, and then someone accused me, I would say, how dare you? I'm MC Search from Third Base. How dare you? I'd be like, you got your black people and Jews confused, you pieces of shit. We got one more message. I forgot about
We're also at the hour mark.
Oh, well, play the message.
Yeah, hit it.
Hey, Shaner, Danny Dubs, whatever badass guest you guys have there tonight or today, whatever it is over there on the East Coast. This is Cody out in New Mexico.
Sick.
I don't really need any advice right now. This is going to be probably a multiple call. But my question is, have you guys ever in your life dated, been married to a woman that's a chameleon? And what I mean by chameleon, she takes on the personality traits of whoever she's around. For instance, this goofy bitch that I'm in the middle of a divorce with, and I'll tell you more about that maybe in future calls. Honestly, whoever she's around, she takes on their traits, their personality, whatever they're into, she's into. Like, for instance, her first boyfriend, whatever, basically my adopted son's biological dad, she started doing meth because he was a meth head. The boyfriend before me, she started buying workout shoes and gym clothes because he worked out. And then when she got with me, she started smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, and drinking beer. And it's the wildest thing I've ever seen. I just wonder if you guys have ever encountered anybody like that. Maybe even a friend. Doesn't even have to be a woman. But let me know what you think, and if you ever dealt with that situation, and keep doing what y'all are doing. Love the show. Your podcast puts a smile on my face going through these hard times. Have a good day. Bye.
Well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
That bitch of that bitch of a wife. Have I dated a chameleon? I mean, not really. I have been. Well, one, first off. Secondly, it sounds like she needs a lot of. If you've seen a pattern, and you start dating a woman like that, if you've seen the pattern beforehand, she clearly needs a lot of like work going on.
She's got a codependency issue.
And first off, if you knew that was going to be a thing, she went from smoking meth to possibly getting in shape and then drinking beers and smoking cigarettes. Like you
ruined her life, I think.
You could have just started going to a gym, dude, or maybe like, you know what?
It kind of seems like she was on the right track with the last boyfriend.
She was. Not to say that you're the wrong track. I'm just saying this lady is like, you know, maybe find something positive for her to do. Maybe get into puzzles or something like that. Something that she can just lose her mind in. And she'll just have something going on. Other than that, I've never dated anybody who's really tried to take on the traits of myself. I think that would be detrimental to both of us.
Not to that extent.
That would be wild. As far as the drugs go,
I have a buddy that is a full boyfriend chameleon.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it depends on what it is.
Like last time I seen him, he was walking down Frankfurt Ave with a yoga mat.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, and this dude, no.
Dude, there's so many things that would have to go wrong in my life to do yoga.
Yeah.
Like so many things like where they would have to be like, unless it was, I would have to have a note from a doctor with me at all times to show my friends like, no, a doctor's making me stretch.
I've seen him go from wigger. He started as a wigger.
Of course.
Then
Bass.
went emo.
Man.
This is kind of me. Okay.
And then he went kind of like this weird bohemian Lenny Kravitz type.
Sick.
To a metalhead. To last time I saw him.
Didn't see that one coming after that. That's a fucking
leather motorcycle jacket. Spikes.
Yeah.
To last time I saw him carrying a yoga mat under his arm on Frankfurt Ave.
Damn,
and it
dude.
all is based around pussy.
I mean, he's very pussy motivated, and I get it, but I also like, you know, that just seems like so many lives to live for Sliz, dude. How many lives? I've got one life to live for Sliz, and it's mine, dude. You fucking better be on board.
And also,
with
if
what
you're
I'm
a
doing.
metalhead, right? There's Diamond Dallas Page. Like you can do your own. You could have something new and incorporate who you are.
Sure. I also like. I think the transition from guys who are really into metal that then go full blown country is kind of out of control to me. I've seen that so many times.
It's wild.
And it is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not a fan of those guys. Just
I don't understand it.
They just want to see white guys on top.
Look, dude, hey, man.
they just want to see white guys on top. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Come on, man.
Come on. He's a good man. He sings about America.
Look, who doesn't?
I mean, I watched one season of Yellowstone, and I was like, that's
Dude,
peak white guy.
It's pretty sick. You're like, hell yeah. I don't think I could go. I don't know, man. I don't think I could go full country.
No.
I think a lot of things would have to happen in my life where I would go. I'd either have to move to a place where it would have to be so practical. Like if I was wearing a cowboy hat, it's because someone's like, yo, we're going out in this. And I was like, yeah, that fucking cap isn't, put this on. It's good for your, like, rain will just fly off of it or what. I'd be like, this makes sense. And then for like, those sneakers aren't going to help you. Put on these this boots will help. I'd be like, I guess you're right. And then the next thing I know, I'm wearing chaps. I've got a long duster. I have a rope. I look like what every person thinks I look like. in real life.
You're coming off, Chuck Norris vibes heavy in some of his stuff.
I mean,
what you come off.
That's what I would only hope for. See, that's the kind of cowboy you want to be. Is like Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Somehow a cowboy that knows karate, just knows how to kick really high. That's exactly what I want. If I could see, that's where I'd become a chameleon. I would become a chameleon if my girlfriend was like into a martial art. I think that's where I would start like wanting to be involved in it. Like not just like
I completely get that.
Not just like judo or jiu-jitsu or something. If they were into like some strange fucking, I'd be like, what's this about?
Right.
Show me what this is about. I would definitely start picking that up without a doubt.
Like Israeli Special Forces training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Krav Maga.
Yeah, Krav Maga. That'd be sweet.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you have to kill her or something at some point, you're gonna need to know her info.
But the whole thing is, if I needed to kill my girlfriend, I just do it.
Nice. There's always that. There's always sheer force of will.
Special skills.
I'm not gonna be a pussy and learn
What are
anything.
you
I'm just
talking
gonna kill
about?
her.
I don't need to learn anything to hit somebody over the head with a bat, dude.
One word, stairs.
That's,
dude.
yeah, I was gonna say
Are you kidding?
gravity.
Yeah.
That's
where we're going.
What's your style? Air, dude.
Style.
Gravity. You're going down those motherfucking stairs, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if a girl that I was dating was into like something, I'm also like a seer to believer. You know, like I would have to see something definitive for me to like totally believe in it. Like I've dated women who are like all about the zodiac and crystals and fucking the horoscope and all that shit. And that has never at any point in time rubbed off on me in any way.
No.
And not because like I'm completely against it.
See, that's where I think my buddy's at. I think
Oh yeah, dude. If he's doing yoga,
I'm pretty sure he has some fucking
he's
crystals. And
definitely got crystals.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I've never met a man with a yoga mat that doesn't have a crystal. If you do,
I also think
like that's not
At least one of those rock lamp bullshit.
seriously.
everyone calls him dirty too.
Oh,
well,
wow.
who grew up with him?
Sure.
So I bet he just disassociates from like all of us.
Oh,
'Cause
without a doubt.
you can't have that look and like.
No.
It made sense for a wigger.
Dirty's that's a good wigger name.
Yeah,
That's sick. That's like a gang name. That's sick.
yeah, it made sense.
Dirty.
Dirty wig.
And I'm not changing. I'm not calling him Dustin.
No. Dirty's his name's Dustin.
Dustin?
Oh, no.
How did you hold back that? That's great.
Yeah.
I used to be dust. Now I'm dirty. I'm dirt. I'm dirty.
Dustin.
Love it. Dustin.
Oh no. Oh man, yeah, there are guys that like, you give nicknames to people that just they'll never change for you, but you will constantly call them that. Like my buddy Luke, 2 days ago, he won a Guinness Perfect Pour contest.
Oh shit.
Which I don't know how hard it is to pour Guinness.
Yeah, right?
But he did win it. I'm not taking anything away from Luke. Luke's great. But I did tell him, like, yeah, that's what's up, RPL. He's like, RPL? I'm like, Red Pubes Luke. That's what I call you, dude. This is what my phone has. He's got red hair. He's Red Pubes Luke. And that funny, he's like, I'm still in your phone.
Disappointment on this.
And I barely ever talk to this guy. This is like over a decade of me just being like, Red Pubes Luke. That'll be funny. That'll be funny for me. A little treat for me every time.
I got no good nickname growing up. It was all bullying. I didn't get any good nicks.
Your name's Neil Wood and you're super tall. They didn't have anything?
Gorilla titties. Did get that. Because I got gynecomastia. I got those big old nips, dude. I hate to do this. I know we're
it's
past
funny.
an
You're
hour.
like, I had no good nicknames growing up. And then you just fire off gorilla titties.
I mean, I guess that's good, but
That's
not for me.
No,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
Sure.
Not all nicknames are good for you.
Yeah, true.
But a good nickname is
I would
something
have
that's
taken
like
dirty over the top of that.
everyone would take dirty over gorilla titties.
I would have loved to
Yeah,
take
dude.
dirty. Fuck. Shut up. What was yours? You piece of shit. This bullying's happening again.
I didn't have any good nicknames when they called me gorilla.
Yeah, I was being selfish there, I guess. No good nicknames, really.
Gorilla titties.
Yeah, that was tough. Definitely wearing a lot of.
You don't say.
Definitely wearing a lot of wife beaters back there. Try to keep these tits down.
When did gorilla titties start?
Probably one gym class, soft
So wait.
freshman. Because I was keeping them down. I knew if they'd learned about my titties that I was in trouble.
No.
And then gym class, I'm dressing. I didn't have like a shirt underneath. I'm like usually would turn away, try to make sure, and then they saw.
Oh, you turned and they saw.
I was trying to like.
They saw side boob.
They saw side boob.
Damn,
they saw my
that's even
delicate.
harsh. That's even
side
more.
tits. Yeah,
No, dude.
pretty wild. Fun times.
So wait, what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This was in what grade?
I had to be freshman, sophomore year.
Sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
When did you dress up like that woman?
I think that was junior year.
So did-
I might have been a senior.
Did you let them titties out during dressing up like a woman?
I was using them. I was man spreading. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was women spreading, really. I was doing all that stuff.
I'm glad. Now wait, and this is nothing against you.
Sure, of course.
Were your tits bigger than the woman that they confused you with?
No, like she
Damn
had
it.
she had some heavies. She had some heavies.
Damn it.
She was known for that, actually.
She was,
Yeah. But probably,
I hope.
she was known for that.
I hope, ironically, her nickname was also Gorilla Titties.
That's not what I called her when we had sex, but yeah.
Oh, what'd you call her?
The stack.
Heavies? The Stack?
The stack.
Damn, dude.
Oh yeah, her last name was like Stack.
That's sick. Well, I'm sorry you got called Gorilla Titties. That's a. I mean, you seem to be processing it well.
I'm fine.
Seems like it hasn't stuck with you in any capacity.
No, I don't think I don't have it tattooed on my ass or anything.
No. I mean, Gorilla Titties is. It's detrimental. But it's one of those things that, like, you'd have to lean in. Like, in my head, I would lean into. Tits is one thing.
Sure.
If you were just called tits, I could see that getting, jabbing at you.
Yeah.
We had a kid we called Boobs every now and again.
Yes.
Boobs he wasn't a fan of us, and I feel bad looking back on it. But then there were other guys that we just kind of went with, like Dan Hurd, we call him Turd Hurd. And the reason we call him Turd was that he crapped his pants during gym class.
There you go.
And the thing was, Dan Hurd did not shy away from that nickname. He went with it completely.
Wait, Amber Heard, Dan Heard, the turd. What the fuck?
Yeah. God damn, this thing is filled with conspiracy.
Yeah, your
connected.
life is a conspiracy.
They are connected. Your life is a giant conspiracy.
Dude. What the fuck have I been doing to myself?
If Vince McMahon shits his pants, we know it's directly tied to it.
I hope.
Like publicly. If he does it publicly, it's directly tied to it. All of it's connected.
I hope there's a YouTube fucking video that says Vince McMahon done. It's just like shit everywhere.
Wait, wasn't that like part of his accusations?
What?
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, because he
Shitting
crapped
on the chest.
He crapped
Right?
on a lady's head.
Face? Yeah, the head.
It's all connected.
Dude, it's like, what is happening here, dude?
That's wild.
I'm gonna kill myself.
yeah. You have to do
Holy
something.
shit. This has been the End Podcast. Neil Wood, thank you so much for being on the goddamn show.
Thanks for having me.
Please call the hotline 833-443-5300. We will address any comment, question, concern, or possible heroin story. Heroin. You know what? Like, wait. Call in if you've ever had someone pay you to suck your dick.
Please.
Thank you. We're going to switch over to Patreon later.